Grace and peace be unto you, beloved. This is going to be a longer video. It's not going to be like my 1 minute video. Hopefully, it gets to 3 minutes. But I definitely want to encourage the person right now who thinks all hope is lost, who think that there's no end to your story, a positive end to your story. You know, you've been in this situation time after time, year after year. You know, maybe you just got a divorce and you feel like you can't move on without the person after you have been with them for so long. You don't even know your own identity. You know, one of the things for me and how I was able to come out of that season was definitely relying on God, right? Admitting, number one, that I was lost, broken, felt abandoned, felt like there was no hope. And one day a preacher said to me, he said, you know, following God and following Jesus is not that hard. And he said to me, he said, take 3 steps forward. And I did that. And he said, take 3 steps backwards. And I did that. And he said, just like that, just following the commandments, just following the instructions of God in that simple manner will get you further, right? And closer to purpose and understanding who you are in God. You got to allow God to comfort you. You got to allow Jesus. I mean, when I accepted him, when I pretty much disengaged with everything else and I accepted him for real, I believed with my whole heart that Jesus is real. He died and rose for me. Salvation is for me. It's not about the Jews or the Greeks anymore, right? According to the text. And that Jesus cared about me enough, more than I even cared about myself. And I allow him to take my hand. You know, I allowed him to love me. And it wasn't easy. Honey, I cried. There was nights that I cried. There was nights that I didn't even want to live, to be honest. But when I was introduced to him, it felt good. You know, the song says, if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. That's how I felt with Jesus. Because he filled this void, right? He filled the void that was there. And to this day, I can't stop talking about him. To this day, I want to encourage someone to just not just call on him, because we say that, right? Preachers say that a lot. And what do you mean call on him and I'll feel better? No. I mean, intentionally saying, God, I need you. Intentionally saying, God, I believe, with my whole heart, believing with your whole heart, allowing him to come into your presence